Across Canada, students are bringing home their first report cards of the school year. For many parents, it can be a challenge to read between the lines to see how their child is really doing. So to help you know what's being said and what you can do to help, Stuart Ackerman is a teacher in Toronto and runs the website tutorgiant.com, and he's here to talk a little bit about the behind the marks, because the first thing that we do as parents is, skip over all the stuff to find the mark. And really, you've got to read a lot behind that, right?
That's right. Well, it's funny how parents come in and they look at the grades and right away they understand that the marks determine what's going on in the class. But there's a lot behind the scenes. On report cards in Ontario, we have learning skills, and in British Columbia, there are work habits. In other provinces, there are different names, but ultimately they're the same thing. They're learning skills. And for students to learn, they need the skills. For example, they have to take initiative in class. Now, if they're not taking initiative, they're not doing their work. So parents can help their child at home to take initiative by showing them that learning is enjoyable, and what they're learning in class should be shown as pleasurable at home. For example, if they're learning about rocks and minerals, a trip to the museum would be a really good idea. Or if they're learning about decimals and estimation, maybe going to food shopping and estimating the price and adding it up and showing the real life applications.
Well, and when you talk about taking initiative, that would also, I guess, come under the umbrella or work with class participation. For
sure. Well, class participation is really important because that way a teacher can get an understanding of what the child needs to work on in order to understand the concept even more. Also, when you're talking participation, you're also involving independent work. And again, if a child's not responsible at home and doing their work at home or their chores, they're not going to be responsible at school. So the parent has to show the child that both are the child's responsibilities. At home, their responsibilities, and at school, their responsibilities.
And what about the homework completion, the age-old argument at home?
Well, there are a lot of studies that are pro-homework and anti-homework. What you have to do as a parent is determine what your child needs. You don't want to overburden your child with the amount of homework, but homework completion and completion of assignments equates to grades, as well as use of information. That's a biggie on all the report cards, how the child uses information, because when they're taking a test or they're doing a project, they're showing how they use that information. And you can help your child by doing that, by showing them the connections. That's a problem. Kids miss the connections between what they're learning. For example, if they're writing a science report, not only are they doing the content of the science, but they're also learning how to format an essay properly, topic sentences, paragraphs, sentence structure, and so on. So that's also really important.
At what point do you jump off the paper and say, I need to talk to your teacher? When's a good time to do that?
Well, open communication throughout the entire year is a great idea. You don't want to find out at report card time that, oh no, there's a problem and I didn't know about it. But those learning skills or work habits on the report card are really important because they'll tell you why your child is doing well or not doing well in the classroom. I kind of equate it to like a virus, a cold virus, and a symptom. How the learning skills are like the virus and the grades are the symptom of the learning skills. Obviously, academic skills as well, but the learning skills even more so.
Mr. Ackerman, I know you have to get to school, so I
do.
appreciate you coming in to walk through it with us. And now Robert De Niro's new movie.